Dr. Josephine Ongoma, and in Into Africa, I'm a node leader. I coordinate 4 cooperatives. The organization that I work for is called Clean Homes and Gardens, that's one of them. And then Busco is another, Medifesoft is another, and Tahoe is the 4th. And so, as a node leader, I make sure that they receive their inputs. I also make sure that they have installed the demonstration, and I make sure that the demos are being managed well, and I make sure that the satellite farmers, they are doing the on-farm field tests right. And then I also report back. If there is not a consistent flow of the raw material, the input number 1, raw material, even when it's available, it has to be the right quality. We are getting the soybeans from the farmers that we are engaged with. And it also becomes a challenge because on one hand, we also teach them how to do household processing at home. Because then you get into a situation where you don't have raw material. So you have a setup like this one, but you can't process. Why? The raw material has been withheld. But it's a good problem on the other hand, because that's what we want to achieve, that they can consume it at home. Then the second challenge that will come on the side of raw material will be the farmers we are working with have small land size per household are very small, and soybean is competing with the staple, which is maize. So you find where somebody has a small piece of land, they will give soybean the smallest percentage, and they'll give their staple, which is maize, the largest share. And so that also becomes another challenge in terms of the volume of raw material. The short rain 2011, we aggregated 20 tons for Promacidon, for the large processor from the four organizations put together. And that was the surplus from the farmers. Mm-hmm. That was farmers retaining for their household processing. And then that was also retaining for themselves what they will process. So that 20 tons is what we released. We also go by the market price as a base. The prevailing market price is what we also buy from the farmers at. And one of the reasons why farmers are now more and more retaining bigger volumes is because we also work out with them the cost-benefit analysis of doing value addition themselves and selling the end product themselves versus selling to the large processor. Mm-hmm. And we are finding a 1-to-4 or 1-to-5 ratio cost benefit. Soybean is quickly gaining popularity as a cash crop. It's actually now being referred to by many as the emerging cash crop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so there's more and more people asking to engage in its growing or in its production for the market. And so the market of soybean has just taken a twist, where in the past the talk was there's no market for soybean. Now that has changed. There is market for soybean. The coming in of Promacidon as a large processor, who then came to the ground to speak to the farmers himself, because Bidco have been around for very long using soybean, but Bidco's management or directorship did not used to come to the ground. There was more of middlemanship dealing in this, just middlemen coming to buy the grain at a price that they decide, and which was, of course, repulsive to the farmers, especially when the farmers did not have an understanding, or the producers did not have an understanding of, so what is this thing going to do, and then of what use would it be to me when I harvest very little in the first place and then I have to sell it at a very small price. But then what changed this whole scenario is the entry of Promacidon. They will sell this at the gate of the primary schools.
Okay.
Yeah, they will sell this at the local churches on Sundays.
Okay.
They will gather at different, like chiefs' barazas, when there's a gathering in the village. They will go with this, carrying them in like a see-through, a transparent plastic bucket, and they will sell this. And that's what this is meant to do. We are here to show them that you can process it all right, but you can also make some money from it. The market is the population at the grassroots. So reaching out to that kind of population would mean setting up establishments like this, where they go for their regular market items. People go to the shops and they are asking for these products.
Oh, okay.
But why they are not there is because we understand before you can put this in a regular shop. You know, this is a soy shop, so I get away with it because that's why I'm not selling bread or sugar or because it's entirely soyed in. Okay, but if a regular shopkeeper were to stock this, then they will risk. Of course, they stock different unlabeled items, but then they are risking being penalized by the Kenya Bureau of Standards because this is not branded, it is not KEBS certified.